Hi, my name is Michael Rodriguez, and welcome to Business Analytics. So, the next few minutes, what I'm going to do is go over the course and some of the resources that are available to you during this 8 weeks. So, everything's accessible through Blackboard, and there's really two main areas you'll have access to all the resources and online lectures. First, let's start with the first part is we hopefully you found this video and the start here. Next, let's go to the syllabus and resources. So here you'll have access to most of the materials for this course. So we'll have your syllabus, which we'll go over in a few minutes, but there are two main resources that we'll utilize during the course. One is Stukent, which is an online textbook, and the other one is Teradata University. So by just simply clicking on the Stukent here, this is actually a customized link for this course for Campbell. So you'll put your email address in here, register for the book, and also make that purchase. Very simple. The other one is Teradata University. So Teradata University is basically has a partnership with all the universities and colleges worldwide, and you'll have access to two programs that we'll introduce and discuss during the semester. One is SAS Visual Analytics, and the other one is IBM Watson Analytics. So simply click on Teradata University. It'll bring you to this website, Teradata, and just register for this resources. The password for students is analytics, and we'll go through this in the next lecture. But wanted to at least introduce you to those two main resources here. I'll also post other materials such as how-to tutorials, some videos, also some of the assignments that we'll discuss during the semester. There's a separate folder for SAS and also one for IBM. Throughout the course, we'll also have articles pertaining to artificial intelligence, big data, and analytics, and all those articles we posted under here. You'll spend most of your time on this tab on the weekly content. And I built a little bit of redundancy here. So for instance, the articles are posted under articles, but I've also posted them under the weekly content. So every week I'll put together the objectives of the outcomes and the learning objectives for that week. And everything will be accessible through through these folders. So you see here I have these 8 weeks here. So I click on week 1, all items. You'll have access to the lectures, so the online lectures, just like this and just like these videos. Some weeks will have one lecture, some will have two, depending on the length and the number of topics. But also, what's very important is obviously this is an online class. We don't see each other face to face, but your participation in the discussion board. So within each week, we'll have discussion boards. Some of those discussion boards are done during the lecture. So for instance, I might talk for maybe 5-10 minutes and have you stop the video. I'll ask you a question and I'll have you go to the discussion board and discuss it with your classmates. So for instance, I click on weekly discussion board. It'll bring you to this weekly discussion one, and you would create a thread. And I'll go over that in a little bit of detail as I go through the syllabus of what I'm looking for in those weekly discussions. I'll also have some videos here. So some of the videos are very short. I might just play them right during the lecture. And there's some other videos that will be part of your assignment. And then what I'll do is I'll post some questions based on those videos. So again, some of them will be done on your own, and some will be embedded or integrated into the actual lecture. And you'll see there's also some other discussions here. We'll have about 5 or 6 articles that we'll discuss throughout the semester. So that's usually done after the lecture is over. I'll have you read that article. I'll ask some questions pertaining to your exposure to big data and analytics and some of the tools that you may utilize in your own professional experience. Okay, next let's go through the syllabus. Again, want to make myself accessible as possible. I know there are always some challenges with online courses. I strongly encourage you to connect with me via LinkedIn. Want to know your guys' backgrounds. Love to know about what your expectations of the class, and hopefully on an individual basis get to know you even better. Here's my email address: mrodriguez@campbell.edu. I prefer if you can send me an email and then we can set up an appointment and then we can either have a conversation via the phone or we can have set up a meeting via Skype. And here's all my information here. Again, the name of the class is Business Analytics, but I've actually focused more from a marketing perspective. And again, we'll talk a lot about the impact of analytics. It's a really exciting time to be discussing this. And obviously, big data, artificial intelligence, it's been a topic or an area that's impacted every single industry, whether you're in education, finance, or manufacturing. And so the goal of this course is to talk about this terminology, but also introduce you to tools that will enable you to make sense of all this information. We won't spend a lot of time on pointing and clicking through SAS or IBM. The goal is to really introduce you to these powerful tools so you at least you understand how they can have an impact on your professional career. Again, here's the access to the materials through StuCan. Again, this is kind of a unique website for the class, so you actually register and pay for that resource. Also, access to SAS Visual Analytics through Teradata University network here. So again, this course is online. We'll incorporate lectures, online discussions, and case studies. We'll also have some exercises that are based on individual and as a team. We'll talk about at the end of the semester a team-based project that is 40% of your grade. And at the end of this class, the objective is for you be able to explain the terminology and and everything that has to do with analytics, artificial intelligence, and all the tools that are out there to help you run your business more efficiently. But the most important thing is, again, with so much information out there, is being able to visualize data. Visualize that data and able to make decisions on that data. And I think this is where a lot of industries and a lot of companies are getting caught up in, is how do we make sense of this data? And we'll talk about the importance of visualization. We'll also talk about the roles of different technologies, some of the platforms that are out there to collect that data, and again, the importance of intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. There are several components of the course. One is the weekly discussion, two is the exam, and also the final project. So first, let's talk about the weekly discussion. So again, because we're not really taking attendance here and it's hard to measure participation, every week they'll have several discussion boards. Some lectures will have 2 or 3 of them, some may have 1, depending on the number of topics that we cover during that week. And what I'm looking for is, I'm not going to count the number of responses, I'm not going to count the number of words that you use. What I'm looking for is basically that you're contributing to this conversation based on your experiences and based on the level of preparation. So for instance, there'll be an article that's posted and what I'll ask some questions on what is your thoughts on this article? Do you agree with it? And how does it impact your career? So what I'm looking for is basically not a number of responses, but your unique contribution to the discussion questions. That is 20% of your grade. There'll also be 2 exams, a midterm exam and a final exam, and those are accumulated both together are 40%. A big portion of this grade is your final project team grade. And basically the topic here, the focus is the impact of analytics in executive decision making. And we'll kind of go through this in a little more detail. And I'll provide more details on this project. But based on your team, what I'm looking for is, how would you help your organization make better decision making based on all the information? So your goal is to provide a tool, to provide to executives or a group of executives, detailing on how they how they can make decisions better, whether it's in sales or marketing or operations. And we'll go into a little bit more detail on that later on. But here's just some of you can include the following information on your dashboard. So what you're basically creating is a tool that enables your management team or executives to make decisions. And we'll go in a little more detail about that later on this semester. Here's the course schedule. Again, we don't have, this is basically an asynchronous class, meaning that you're kind of doing this on your own. So how I've broken this down is, we have our topic. So this first week we'll do the course overview of market analytics, introduction to SAS and IBM. The readings that are due for that week are chapters 1 through 3, and then the assignments. So basically the topic, the readings, and the assignments. We'll discuss when that midterm exam will be. So basically provide a window. It'll probably be at the end of the week, or the Thursday or Friday. It'll be online. We'll talk about what to review for that, how to review and how to prepare for that exam. And I'll have a review for that exam before you take it. And again, analytics are a dynamic environment with many changes, and this course syllabus may follow the same dynamics. So there might be changes, and I'll give you plenty notice through email if there's any changes in the syllabus. Again, thank you very much for signing up for the class. Really excited to work with all of you. Again, analytics, it's an exciting time for to understand all the information that it's out there. A very big challenge, but a challenge to be excited about. Looking forward to working with all of you, and good luck the rest of the semester.